Hey guys, Kiwi here. In this video, I'll be breaking down and discussing Henry's current situation going into Season 8 Episode 14 of The Walking Dead, Still Gotta Mean Something. With that being said, major warning of spoilers for everything in the show up to Episode 8:13, and let's jump right into this. Alright, so as of the end of the last episode, some Savior prisoners have escaped from the hilltop and Henry is still missing as well. We aren't sure if Henry is kidnapped or if he's following after them, but I guess we'll find out next episode. Carol, Morgan, and Rick all end up leaving the hilltop in search of answers, and I'm excited to see what they find. First off, in the new promo trailer, we can see Aiden talking to Rick about what happened the night that the prisoners escaped. Aiden will most likely explain that Henry was after the person who killed his brother, as he definitely did not believe Morgan when he told him that it was Gavin. As far as Henry goes, there are two options in my opinion. Either Jared and the Saviors took Henry prisoner as possible leverage, or maybe Henry decided to follow after the ones who escaped. I wonder who will find Henry next episode. Will it be Carol, Morgan, or Rick? It's interesting that Rick decided to even bring Morgan, considering that Morgan is having some difficult mental issues. You'd think that Carol would maybe suggest him to stay back until he figures his shit out, but I guess Morgan just really wants to settle shit with Savior Jared and Henry. Will Morgan finally kill Savior Jared, or will Henry steal yet another kill from him? Either way, Jared's death has been way overdue, so it better be satisfying however it ends up happening. Now as far as Morgan goes, does he truly understand how misguided Henry currently is? Morgan doesn't understand the balance between killing and not killing, so how could he possibly understand how to teach Henry or even recognize that Henry has an issue? Morgan is too busy being haunted by Gavin's ghost, which sparks another issue circling back to Morgan's unstable mind. Morgan just can't ignore his issues, he needs to find a way to resolve them. I hoped that Morgan would have been able to fix his mindset by the time he crossed over into Fear the Walking Dead at the end of the season, but I'm not too sure anymore. Depending on how things go with Henry and Jared, we'll just have to wait and see if it results in Morgan making the right choices, or if shit will just go horribly wrong again and just mess up Morgan even more than he already is. Will Henry survive all this, or is he as good as dead? If you've seen my breakdown of the second sneak peek for episode 8:14, you already know what Carol thinks, but let me know of your own opinion as well. Henry's in such a difficult situation right now, and in order to try and steer him in the right direction, they have to be extremely careful if they can even get him out of this mess. There is hope for Henry surviving and actually learning the right lesson in when you should and shouldn't end someone's life. When you bring a kid into this world, you need to teach them what punishment is, along with morals. Human life is important and you need to respect that. Yeah, sometimes bad people need to die, but that shouldn't always be the answer every single time. There needs to be different levels of punishment because sometimes people can change, while other times they're just beyond redeemable. This can be a huge lesson to learn, especially for a kid like Henry who's just always been kept away from things like this, but then suddenly shoved into it all. He has a personal anger burning within him as well. Considering his brother Benjamin was an innocent casualty in all of this, it's hard for someone like him to comprehend the idea of revenge not actually satisfying you long term. Gavin was his first kill, and I don't think he'll fully understand the ramifications of what he did for quite some time. I discussed this previously in one of my videos leading up to episode 8:13, but I just wanted to rehash my thoughts and I'll compile them into one discussion video. Feel free to elaborate on anything I've said today, as I'm really curious on what the general consensus about Henry is. People have been calling him a car replacement ever since the beginning of the season, and didn't even want to look twice at that thought, but they've been giving him more and more screen time, and there's definitely a reason for that. Although his character will most likely just be used to further push forward characters like Morgan, Carol, and Ezekiel, will he actually survive into Season 9? Henry has already turned into Season 2 Carl, refusing to stay in the house, so will history continue to repeat itself? Also, will we see more of Gavin's ghost continuing to haunt Morgan's character for the next episode or so until all of this Henry stuff is all figured out and settled? Gavin's ghost could be due to Morgan's guilt in corrupting Henry with death and murder, but what do you guys think the implication is? I actually really wanted Gavin's character to survive into Season 9, so I'm pretty pissed off at Henry for actually killing him, but that's just me. Also, I just have to briefly call this out because a lot of people have been mentioning it, and it's a pretty damn good point. Why was there just a fully loaded machine gun sitting out there in the open for a child to take? Isn't one of the first rules of gun safety to keep them out of the reach of children? Yes, they only have one house that everyone is hiding in, but that's still kinda bullshit. Every gun should either be in the hands of an ally, even if it's just a civilian, or kept safe in whatever area they're using as an armory. They shouldn't just have guns lying around for kids to pick up, especially fully loaded ones, and especially if you have kids like Henry walking around. He made his intentions clear that he wanted a gun, and he seems pretty damn stubborn and persistent about it? Why was no one watching over Henry to make sure that he didn't get into any trouble? Oh, also, don't even get me started about how ridiculous it is that he actually let the prisoners out. We figured it would have happened one way or another, but are you kidding me? Henry could have held them at gunpoint and questioned them without opening the pen. There was no reason for him to unlock the gate. This felt so contrived, and I knew exactly what was happening. It was so cringy to watch, and I expected better. I actually really enjoyed episode 813, along with most of season 8B in general, but this was just kinda stupid and annoying. How could they possibly redeem Henry to make this all better? Let me know what you guys think down below, but that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I'd appreciate a like on the video if you've enjoyed anything I've said today, as it really helps me out more than you can imagine by getting my videos out there for more people to see. Subscribe for more Walking Dead Season 8 content in the near future, and if you'd like to take that extra step in helping support my videos, consider checking out my Patreon, where there's a bunch of different rewards involving the channel, such as getting your name shown at the end of all my videos, along with the possibility to directly influence my future videos being produced. It isn't necessary by any means, but it could really help in the long run, and as always, I thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out!